everybody. I just wanted to hop on here and do a video about what's going on and hopefully be of service, provide something helpful or comforting or informative to you. Jessica couldn't be here because she is home and has some symptoms. Hopefully she does not have corona and it's just allergies. Jess and I started this channel because we wanted to discuss topics that were meaningful and express our empathy on different subjects, and I feel like this is as good a time as any to hop on here. And I've been thinking about what can I do, what can I contribute in all of this corona chaos that could be helpful to my friends and family and neighbors and the community. Nobody is an expert right now. We're all just trying to figure it out as we go along and get through it. But one thing I can offer is that I have been working from home for 10 years now. So I have some experience being home all day, multiple days in a row, usually by myself. And it took years to adjust to that lifestyle, but I am in a pretty good groove with it now after a lot of trial and error. And I wanted to just share some tips as well as address some of the things going on right now that might be helpful. So number one, I don't know how many of you saw the John Mayer live current mood the other day on Sunday, March 15th. Anyway, he mentioned one thing that I really liked: the ratio of what we are being asked to do, which is staying home and doing nothing, versus the benefit that it would have, which is possibly saving multiple lives. That ratio is like, that's all reward. So, I mean, a lot of us do like the idea of laying back, Netflix and chill, just having some downtime, but I know that it's a lot to be home days in a row, multiple days in a row. Some of you have been home since last week, maybe even longer, and going stir crazy, understandably so. So I just thought that was an interesting perspective on it, that we would be sacrificing our fun, maybe going out and our social activities, but that the benefit is a lot more important. It's a much higher calling than whatever benefit we would get from those temporary social engagements or being outside. So I wanted to also acknowledge people who have taken a financial hit and haven't been able to work because of this. I feel really bad for you guys, and I hope that with the coming days you'll get government assistance, at least financially, to help with your families during this time. And so here are some tips that may help. One is to say your feelings out loud. It's okay to say, I'm feeling anxious today, or I'm worried right now. Just giving your feelings the air and the room to breathe and putting them in the light of day can be very healing, and it can start a dialogue, and it helps others know how they can support you, or at least prompts them to let them know that you are in need of support. And most likely when they're in need of support, you're going to be there for them. So that's the first tip, is to just say how you're feeling, and there's no shame in that. We're all feeling valid anxiety right now, so let's talk about it. When we wake up in the morning, it's good to control the narrative for ourselves. If we wake up and we hop right on social media or we turn on the news, we are letting other people have power over our day. That sets the tone of the day, those first few minutes or hour when you wake up. So I think it's a good idea to do something that's going to infuse you with positive energy, like praying or meditating, or looking at something inspiring and starting your day with that, and then look on social media or watch the news. But do it in a fixed time too, because obviously, I'm sure we all know, watching the news all day is detrimental to everybody's health. So having a set time to watch the news, that's number two. Have a set time to take in this information and If there's a notification, you can sign up for text notifications, possibly, depending on where you live. Like New York City has their hotline that you can text. The number is 692-692. You text COVID to that number and you will get text notifications when important things are released, like a curfew or school closings, things like that are actually pertinent versus all of the hype. Number 3, take control of how you frame this experience. For some people, it's more fun to say, look at it like, hey, it's a snow day with no snow, and I get to be inside, and I get to relax, and I get to maybe catch up on some things around the house, or catch up with my favorite show. And if you frame it like that and it makes you feel good, think about it in those terms. This is like a staycation. Or some people might prefer to look at it like a reality, a new change in circumstance, or it could be a dry run for working from home. There's been a huge growth in work from home jobs over the last few years, and I think that's going to continue. And after this, it might skyrocket because people and companies can see that they could actually save money when employees work from home a lot of times. So this could be just a practice run for that, in which case you're getting ahead of the curve. So however it helps you to frame it, think of it like that and keep reminding yourself of that, of the benefits of viewing the situation like that. If you view it as I am stuck at home or I am quarantined or whatever words that incite panic, it's only going to make you feel worse about the situation. We feel empowered when we take ownership over our experience. So I'm having a snow day, or this is a practice run for working from home, or however it helps you to frame it. Think about it like that, but don't let it be in other people's power, like the government is making me stay home. That's not helpful. Another thing, be kind to yourself. If you feel like I just want to rest and lounge around all day, and then do that until it no longer serves you. If you feel like I would like to be productive every day and I want to be busy, then do that. But don't judge yourself for, I should be doing this. I should be more productive today. If that's not where you're at, understand this is a trying circumstance. So it's unusual. You don't do this all the time. Be kind to yourself. Let yourself rest and lay in bed if that's what you feel like doing until it no longer serves you. So another tip is working from home. I realize it is important to wake up and get dressed every morning. Otherwise, the days just kind of morph into this like amoebic soup. I don't know. It just, there's like a haze around everything. So it may seem contradictory to what I just said, which is if you want to lay down, lay down. Maybe don't be in bed all day, but at least get up, get dressed, and then if you decide that you want to be in bed all day, you take it from there. But the whole action of waking up, getting dressed, it's very positive for your mental health because it reinforces your value, your self-esteem. Hey, I'm a person, I have things to do. Maybe I have less things to do now, but I deserve to get up and get dressed. Another thing is to keep your sleep schedule fixed as far as possible. When kids are on summer break and they're sleeping at whatever times, it's very hard for them to adjust to the school schedule after that. So think of that concept. If you go to sleep at the same time and you wake up at the same time, you regulate your circadian rhythm like we talked about in the last video, and it just helps give you that stability. Right now we just need stability. This is really gonna throw things out of order, and whatever things we have in our lives that could be staples and stabilizing, we should do them because it gives us that feeling of control that we need, that we're not just getting lost out in the ether. Another thing is, please, if you're going to the grocery store to buy things, go in with an intention of peace. We are not animals. We are not at the stage where we're so desperate that we need to scratch people's eyes out to get toilet paper. Please, whatever you take, do not take the last item on the shelf. if they're 6 of something and you want to take as much as possible, you really need the item, please take 5 and at least leave 1 for the person behind you who might need it even more than you do. That's just like human kindness. I think we could feel good about that. Eating. Okay, so when I first started working from home, my fridge was and is only a few feet away. So I gained a lot of weight just because I was working, and I would have these opportunities in between, and I said, well, let me just eat something. I have these snacks right there. In this case, where you guys are home and you're not used to being home, going with being kind with yourself, eat whatever you want. If you are so anxious and you really feel like, hey, I would really like a cupcake right now, go eat your cupcake. Be kind to yourself. This is an extenuating circumstance. If you're the kind of person, and do that until it serves you. Again, once it starts to become, I don't really feel so great now after 3 days of cookies and cupcakes and potato chips or whatever, then please be in tune with that and adjust accordingly. If you're the kind of person who wants to eat healthy and stay on track, you want your mind to be clear and your body to feel good, do that by all means. But let's not judge each other, even in a family. We have different ways of managing stress and dealing with critical times, so we have to be understanding of that with each other. Another thing is to exercise. If you live in an apartment building, maybe you could walk up and down the stairs, or maybe you could follow a YouTube video. Some of these workouts, beach body, I don't know. I don't do those. But any of that exercise that you can do in your apartment or in your building, or if you live in a home, maybe you can walk around the block. It is important to get sunshine. Even if you don't want to leave, be near a window so that you get some sunshine and take some extra vitamin D, like we talked about in the last video. And another thing is to send memes. Have group texts with people. Sometimes those can get a little out of hand, so feel free to turn it on Do Not Disturb. But being in contact with your family and friends or people who might need help, reaching out to them, that will make you feel good. And we all need social interaction, even introverts. It's funny, the Trader Joe's cashier said yesterday, I feel so bad for the extroverts right now. And I was like, well, that is nice to think about it like that. She's like, I'm an introvert, so this is right up my alley. But it's true. I feel for introverts. I'm an ambivert, so I can stay in for days and be fine. I can also go out and be with friends and be fine. But at a certain point, you do need human interaction. So keep that going. And I do recommend doing that with apps where you can actually see the person's face, like either FaceTime or Skype or Glide or Marco Polo, where you can actually see their expression and be there for them, and maybe they're concerned, maybe they're crying, or you could just see each other laugh and feel good about that. So those are some tips. So I hope everybody is staying safe and being loving to one another. We need each other now more than ever. I think one of the benefits of this situation is that we have one common enemy. And when that happens, we can really unite and band together and be there for each other, and it changes our relationships after that. So if there's somebody out there that you're not on great terms with, reach out to them and just ask them how they're doing, and maybe that could be a healing step towards a closer relationship and another weight off your shoulders, because right now we all need as little weight on our shoulders as possible. So wish you all the best. Please write in the comments any concerns that you've been having. And also, if you're going to put something negative, please put something positive, something that you're doing that's helping you pass the time. All right. And our next video will be about how to avoid or get through a midlife crisis. So look forward to that one. We'll see you guys next time.